Good evening, everyone. So let's move on to class. So last class we had discussed about right. So what is how many ways? What are the Kubernetes volumes? How many types? How many types? And so last class, so mostly we seen right. So what is PV? And so what is PVC? PV is nothing but so persistent value. So these and all created by administrator only. Already we know. So this PV and PVC created by administrators, and so they will assign, they will give access to your particular pod, particular application and all, how much you want to use and all. Mhm. So already last class we seen right. So how to create that pod, and so how to create PVC, and here mainly in it also many people asked. So what is PV and what is PVC? So PV is nothing but a persistent volume only. Same like Docker volume. You know, right? So why you go for Docker volume? And same way, if you go here, if you go here, if you go to in Kubernetes, and so PV is persistent volume. So what is this? It is like a piece of storage. Right? So if you enter any data, for example, front end, and if you come to real time, there is a front end application, back end application, and so if I pass any information, so that and all, we want to save, right? So I want to maintain. Even my pod is deleted, so we want to maintain. So if pod is deleted, I want to maintain that data. So how to maintain that data? So that case mostly we go for persistent volume PV. Shortcut we are calling PV. Yeah. And this is like right, piece of storage. That storage and all we can use different ways. We can use a host path, or we can use NFS, or we can use right, Azure. There is different kinds already we seen, right? So that is based on your requirement, depends on project requirement. We can use any type. And so this PV, right, so independently from the pod life cycle, which is consuming, right. So we have pod. So last class also we seen, right. So this is the hierarchy, it will work. So if you understand, this is very simple only. So see here, this is your so worker node. So this is my worker node. So this is my worker node. This is my worker node. Just assume this is my worker node. And so here I have a pod. Just we created one pod, right. So inside pod, my application is running, correct? So this is my pod. And so here I have one container. Just already, right, Tomcat container. Or yesterday we seen, right. So Mongo with the Spring application. Spring with so MongoDB application we seen. So last class. So now here, so for DB and all, I created one pod. For applications and all, I given two parts. So total we given three parts. So DB means data. So we can use MongoDB, or we can use these are many ways. MongoDB, or we can use so SQLDB, or we can use right, so Oracle DB. There is different flavors available in market, that is based on project, that is based on client only, and which is their project suitable for right, which database, and this and all. So they will anyway, they will select a higher management, you don't worry. And so now this is my Spring MongoDB. So one is front end application, and one is DB, right? This is the front end, and one is DB back end application. Simply we are calling so back end, front end and back end. So if I send, if I give any data, so that data is saved in which, where it is saving, the database. Now even my pod is deleted. Now in this case, suppose if you are not using, suppose if you are not using any storage, any volume, so this pod deleted. Again pod is recreated. What about data? So obviously data loss, right? So obviously, so data also will loss. Now I don't want like that. I want to make my application stateful. So that case we go for PV and PVC. PV and PVC. PVC nothing but persistent volume claim. And so right. So this persistent volume claim, it requires access to storage. already we seen, right? So let me open that one. And last class we seen, right? So this is the PV. PV is nothing but persistent value, and we can pass any name. This is metadata. Persistent value name kind equal to PVC, and storage class we given some manual, and capacity. How much I given for storage 1 GB, and read and write access. You know, right? There is three ways we can write. That is read write once and read write many. So there is a access modes. And these are the policies. We can use retain, or we can use a recycle, we can use recycle, or we can use delete also. delete Delete, right? There is three retain policies, that is claim policies. You know, right, what is the claim policies and how it will work. Already we know how it will work. So these are the claim policies. So if that pod is deleted, so how it will maintain, and pod is that it is deleted, whether you want to delete or whether you want to retain or whether you want to recreate. So those and all, so retain, recycle and delete. So delete means if persistent value is deleted, so this deleted automatically. So the PV also, so this is you know, right, automatically it will delete. So the claim also delete. And when if you use retain, when the claim is deleted, if you use retain, when the claim is deleted, the value also remain. And same way recycle means we can reuse, but it is deleted but no one is use it. Recycle means we can again reuse it. So these are the policies. This is optional only, based on your requirement, based on depends on your requirement, we can add it. And this is the host path, you know, right, host path, where we want to save your that piece of information and all. So under the my host path means nothing but in our mission, there is it will create one directory, there it will store. Now this is the rule. So how it will work means, so this storage class, PVC storage class should match with the PV storage class, and the PVC access mode should match with the PVC access mode, and so this storage it match to the PVC, otherwise it won't work. Okay. Now how my pod knows? So we which so where which how much you want to use, that and all how I know. So this information we need to call in our so this your replicas. Here already you know, right, there is a value mounts, and also there is a volume, there is two tags. So volumes name, I given some name, we can pass any name, and persistent volume claim. So now this pod claim name, it is it will go, it is interact with the MongoDB PVC. Where is that MongoDB PVC? Now that pod comes, it is calling this PVC, and this PVC no PV, right? So now PVC it will so you know, right, associated with your PV. Now PV, here we are assigning some name GB, and based on this, so we can here also we can give, right, some access level. Where is that? See here, read on writes and storage how much capacity, and same request. See here resource. So this is the capacity. I assigned 1 GB, and resource request. So we are requesting same 1 GB, same 1 GB. Now this is the flow. So now this is the pod, and pod. So pod will interact with the PVC. Pod will interact with the PVC, persistent volume claim, and PVC associated with PV, right? This is the PVC. So PVC no. So PVC interact with the PV. So if you know this flow, that's it, nothing. Very simple only. Now this is the PV. Now this is the PV. Now got it? Anyone any doubt here? This is the PV, persistent value. So this is the flow. This is the pod. How I know? So where which pod? So which PVC I want to use? And one pod can associate it with multiple PVC also. Multiple you know, right, volumes also. So make sure that, so that is multiple. These are the same basics only. Already last class we seen what is retain, what is recycle, what is deleted. So these are the policies, and access modes are read write. So and also we seen, right, read write once, and read write many, and read write many, and read only many. So those are the access modes. Anyway, here it is not available. I hope you got it right. So how it will work? Very very important. Interview also many people asked this one. How we can, how part knows which PVC we need to use. So how it will know? So with the help of here we added were two tags, right? Volumes. What is the one tag? Volumes and persistent volume claim. And here we are passing PVC name. This PVC interact with the associated with PV. Associated with PV. Now that PVC interact with the PV and it is so requesting some GB. See here. So what is the access mode, what and all, what is your host path or MNS, right, NFS path. So that is based on your configuration. It will work. Got it, guys? Anyone any doubt here? So this is very important. So we need to remember this is the rule. This should be matched with the PVC class name. Both are same and capacity both are same. And so this is the right access mode both are same. Now how pod interact with the PVC? So in our pod, so there is a one tag, volumes tag. Here we can give any name and persistent volume claim name. This is your PVC name. This is your PVC name. Now this PVC associated with PV and also this is the mount point. This is the mount point container path. So mount point is nothing but container. So this name should match with this name. Otherwise it won't work. This name volume name and also volume mount name should match. Both are with match and this is the claim name and this is the mount path. This is the container path. So this is your DB container path. So DB container path. Anyone any doubt as of now? Clear guys? I hope you got it right.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, very important. Just we need to understand only these two. The interview also they ask how pod knows which claim which so PV. So with the help of this only volumes and we are calling claim name and here we are passing this is your mount point container path. So your DB container path. This is one way. Directly we can use template also. There is directly we can use template also. So we can use template also. Somewhere I used that one. I don't know. Let me show you. So this is the one way or other way also we can use. So directly we can use template also. I will show you that one. Mm, Cube manifest, Cuber manifest. Okay, so directly we can use. So this is the policies claim. See here, volume claim template. So now here also we know right. For every stateful object have own PV and PVC. I hope last class I explained right. So every stateful set object have own PV and PVC. Now if you come to here, see here, this is a stateful set object. This is a stateful set object. And so every stateful set object has its own PVC and PV. Now remember, now this is an example. We can call like this also. Volume claim template metadata. I am giving some name. Okay. Now spec access mode read write once and resources and request and storage I given 5 GB. Now here I given see this is a stateful set object and so here replicas 2 means for example if I give 4 means so how many PVC and how many PV will create based on this diagram anyone guess it. Now I given replicas 4 how many PVC will create and how many PV will create. Now based on this every stateful set has its own PVC and PV. So like that here how many I given replicas 4. So 4 PVCs and 4 PV will create. Now got it? Clear guys? So this
Yeah,
is
clear.
based on see here this is very important. Every stateful set object has its own persistent volume claim and persistent volume. Here only 2 replicas. Now I given 4 replicas. So now how many extra 2 more parts and 2 more persistent claims and 2 more persistent volume. Now got it? So that is based depends on your requirement. Okay. But make sure that every stateful set object has its own PVC and PV. That point we need to remember. Now got it? I hope clear, right? Yes or no?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's move on to, so there is two more objects, config map and secrets. Config map and secrets. So what is config map and what is secrets? So as of now, right, how many Kubernetes objects as of now, give me some list. So as of now, how many we cover? One is pod, right? Next, namespace. Namespace. Next, tell me object names. Pod, namespace. Next, Kubernetes object names. Already, as of now, we discussed a few objects, right? Tell me that names and all. So pod, namespace, Next, anyone?
Replication controller, replica set
Replication
deployment,
controller, replica set. Next, daemon, daemon set. Next, stateful set.
deployment,
Stateful set. Deployment. Next, PV, PVC. Correct. Next, service object. Next, mm. Now there is today we are going to discuss config map and secrets. Config map and secrets. These are same resources only. Now, so as of now, what is pod and how many ways we can create. So now I want to create pod. So which is the best practice? Which is the best object for creating pod? Anyone? So now we know, right? So with the help of RC we can create pod. With the help of pod also we can create pod. With the help of RC RS also we can create pod, and also deployment also we can create pod. So there is many ways we can create pod. And which is the best way? Which object? Mostly we are using
Deployment.
deployment
de-
object. So that one we need. And if you want to create any stateful set object, so that case we go for DB and all. Mostly we are using stateful set. Okay. So just remember. So which is the recommended way to create pods and all? Deployment object. Deployment object is nothing but it is a handle. It is responsible for handling your pod and RC, RS replica set and all. Okay. Now this is a config map. This is also one object in Kubernetes. Now what is config map? Now see here, config map and secrets. Now see here, application configuration can change between environments. Right? If you come to real time, not only one environment, many environments we can see in real time. This is one is testing environment, development environment, stage environment, production environment, pre-production environment. These all are the environments. Now, if you just assume, so this is my application. So this is my development application. So just assume this is my development, and this is the testing environment, and this is the so stage environment. Just assume, or future environment, or bug fixing, anything. This is the stage environment. Now, so in deploy development, I am using DB and connecting a development environment. We have username, passwords, and all, right. And same way testing environment, for same user we are using all environment. For every environment, that credentials will change. Now this is the development environment. So for development environment, that configuration and username password is different. For testing and all, same these configurations and the username password is different. Or else we are maintaining all environment same username password. We are maintaining same or different.
Based on
Obviously,
environment. Yeah.
based on environment, for each environment we'll give some username and we
Possible.
are giving password and all, right.
Yes, sir.
Now, if we come to here, this is the, see here, this is also one object, config map. So now just assume deployment, staging, production, testing, pre-prod, there is a, and you want to application to be portable. So it is good practice to make container images and reusable possibilities, and same image should be able to use deployment and staging and production environment. Now what here story is, I want to see. So you should store the config like DB connection details, username, passwords, and API keys, and some values outside of the application itself. Now see here, each environment we are maintaining these DB connections and some of username, passwords, and some of right, so APIs. So for every environment it will change, but how to handle these all these things? See, we extremely things that we can change this, and turn helps keep your application portable. So this is critical in Kubernetes so world, where your application be packaged and where your Docker image we need to keep it and all. Now to handle this, so mostly we go for so this is the Kubernetes and secrets. See, with the Docker containers means we try to keep configuration out of the container image, and the developer should not hard code configuration details instead of right, environment variables. In Jenkins also environment variables. So environment variables is nothing but common for some right, applications. I want to maintain some common. So Docker makes easy to build containers. With the help of Docker container, we can create container, right, build the containers, and we can create environment env. There is one variable is there, right? So that is Docker keywords env, run, add, copy, same like env. So with the help of that, we can add in our Docker. But same way, if we come to Kubernetes, these are the objects: config and secrets. If you come to Docker file, we are using some keywords, right? So from keyword you are using copy, uh, cp, add. I'm not saying all. There is one env. This is also env, environment variable. So if you want to set any variable environment username, that something and all, so in Docker file we are using env. But same way, if you come to here, so these are the objects. So config map. So these are the objects in config map and secrets. How we are maintaining in, so that case we go for a config. Now see here, now if we come to here, Kubernetes allows see an app config, everything that here Kubernetes allow to provide configuration information our application through config map or secrets. In interview also many people ask this question: what is difference between config map and secret? Both are purpose same only, both are purpose same only. So there is a slight difference between config map and secret. So now if you want to pass anything, if you want to pass anything, any environment variables, or if you want to pass some database connections, or if you want to pass username, passwords, or if you want to pass some common configuration files and all, so we can pass via config map and secret. But what is difference between config map and secret? So now we can understand config map and secret. The main difference between so the way pod stores the receiving information, how data will be so stored into the etcd. Now see here, both config map and secret store in the key and value format only. So both are stored data in the key and value format only. So this is the key, this is the key and value format only. So value, so what is key and value? For example, this is a username. Okay, now I'm giving so for example test, okay, data connection, that's something I am giving a username, so at abc.com. Okay, so this is abc.com, some name, username. And what is this is here, key is nothing but a username, value is nothing but this is actual value. Same for example password, this is my password, right? Password I given something, I given something. So this is the key. Left side value. The left side is nothing but key. So this is a value. This is a value. In Jenkins also we added, right, many environment variables. So with the help of which format? Key and value format. So that is, it is stored into the etcd. That is stored into the etcd. Now see here. The major difference is secret stores data in base 16 format. This is nothing but right. So this is the one. So base 16. So this is the one right, data encrypted format in Kubernetes we are following. So you see base 16 secret Kubernetes. If you type secrets, now this is the one format. Secret is the object that contains small amount of sensitive data such as username, password, tokens, key and all. So if you want to store any sensitive data, so in that case we go for secret object. And same way, if you want to config map store data in the plain text format. So this is the main difference between a secret and config map object. So both are same purpose only. Both objects store data in the key and value format only. So that entire information it is stored into the etcd way. But what is main difference between secret and config map object? So secret is nothing but some sensitive information. I have username password. I have some username password. So that type of information and all. See here, if you have some critical data like keys, passwords, service account credentials, DB connections, some of any sensitive information. So that type of information we can store into the secret object. And if we don't have any that much important, some of plain text document, some of configuration files, I don't have any secrets and all. So that type of information we can store into the config map object. We can pass via config map object. See here, if you want to some application configuration using environment variables which don't want to keep secret, I don't want to hide, I don't want to conceal, so everyone can see, but that is not that much important. Some of configuration files, some of right environment variables, so that some of urls and all, so that is based and all that type of information we can store into we can pass via config map object. Now got it guys. So this is the main difference between secret and config map object. Now if you go to, if you want to know more about, so just go to official website, what is secret object, and see here, secret is an object that contains small amount of sensitive data. So small amount of sensitive data such as usernames, passwords, tokens, keys. Such information so might otherwise but in a pod specification or contain image. So directly we cannot pass. Now see here. If you see here, here directly I hard coded. Now everyone can see my username, password, database username, database password. So now everyone can see, right? If you open this file, this is the hard coded. So everyone can see my username, password, my credentials and all. They can also log in. They can also check my username, passwords. But is it best practice? It is recommended way. This is hard coding, but real time mostly we won't pass like this. But anyway, practice purpose. So I given so hard coded. Now got it, guys. So anyone any doubt here? So this is also environment variables, but here I hard coded everything. So if someone is open my manifest file, they can see, right? Got it or not? See here my database name, my username, my password, everything they are hard coded. So you can also see if you open this file, I can also see, you can also see, and everyone can see. But is there any security here? Is there any security here? No, everyone can see, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Clear or not?
Yes,
So
sir.
now, but real time we are not going to like this. But anyway, this is practice, right? I given how we can. This is hard coded. If you open this file, my manifest file, everyone can see my username, password. Everyone can see, so they can check it. But if we come to real time, so these are the objects. One is secret object, and one is so config map, config map in Kubernetes. So these are the two objects. So creation and all very simple only. Maybe sometimes I'm getting. Okay, now we got it right. So or else I need to open a different browser. It will work. Advanced continue refresh. Now see here. This is the config maps. There is some my browser problem. See, a config map is an API object used to store non-confidential data in key and value pairs. How data will store in config map object? Key and value format. That is not non-confidential. If we have any confidential information, which object we can use? Secret. If you don't have non-confidential, if I don't want confidential, so that type of data we can pass config map object. Now got it guys, this is very important. In interview also many people ask this question, What is difference between config map object and secret object? Both are same only. Both are same purpose only. If we have any sensitive information, so that type of data like username, password, database connections, if some of right configuration files important, I don't want to show everyone. So that type of information we go for which object? Secret object or config map? Secret object. Suppose if you don't have non-confidential, everyone can see, no problem. So that type of data we can pass config map object. Parts can consume config map as environment variables and command line arguments as a configuration files in the volume. And also config map allows to see here decouple environment specific configuration from the your container image also, so that your application can easily portable and we can easily accessible. So this is very simple only. And so if you want to create any config map object, so this is very simple only, how to create config map object and all. So see here, these are the different ways. Now see here, kind equal to pod. So if you want to create any, first let me connect my cluster. I will show you how it will work. Where is this console? Click on here. So this is my click on. So click on. Let me connect my client. It was. Now see here. ls control plus plus. Now kubectl, kubectl, delete, kubectl, delete. How to delete all resources? Hyphen hyphen all. So I deleted all resources. I deleted all resources. Now last we created right some of objects and all. Just I deleted. Now so now check it. So config map. So do we have any config maps and all? And do we have any objects? So right now we don't have. Anyway, I deleted all these things. If you want to, we can check it. Now, if you want to create, any config map object, so these are the same kind equal to config map, kind equal to config map, and metadata same story, any name. Here I given some name. This is the tag data. So what type of data you want to pass? So here I given some. This is the play. This is example only. So player initial leaves 3 and UI properties file name. We given some file name and see here key like keys. So game dot properties and em type some name I given and user hyphen interface dot property. This is the file. Here we call it right user hyphen interface dot properties. So color dot good, purple, color dot bad. These are the key and value format. So this is not sensitive. I don't want to sensitive and we can check it. So now see here, this is a pod. Now how to use that? There is a volume from and config map reference and name equal to game demo. Just we can call this name game demo and we can reuse it. Now check it how it will work. Now see here. So kubectl, kubectl, and so what is this command? Get all. So do we have anything? So do we have anything? We don't know, right? 1 second, I will back. Okay, sorry. Okay. Now, so if you want to check all, right, so all resource and all, so kubectl get all. Suppose if you want to, this is it will display all, right? If you want to particularly see kubectl get parts. So these are basic commands already daily we are using, right? Kubectl get parts and the same way kubectl get If you want to see as SVC services only, SVC, and so if you want to check it same way. So now I want to check config map object available or not. Okay, so this is the command kubectl get kubectl get. So now so there is a cm config map object. Cm is nothing but config map object. Now see here. So this is the default one. So this is the default one. Already it is created. So that is Kubernetes. Now I don't have anything. Now I don't have anything. Manually I didn't create anything. Let me create one object. So how to create? Same story. Sudo vi and so cm hyphen just I am giving test.yml config map test.yml. Now same story only. So API version and kind. Here this is a mandatory kind equal to config map and metadata metadata. So name, we can give any name, your config name object. So for example test hyphen cm I given. So same like. Now anyway I want to some data also, right? Now coming to here, let me copy this same as it is. I don't want this one. I want to config map object. So see, these are the optional based on requirement we can add it. Now I copied same and coming to here, just I am removing, just I am adding. Right, please paste. Now if you observe here, so API version v1 and kind equal to config map and metadata. So they given like game hyphen demo, whatever you want. So this is the data. So this is the data. So data and all we need to pass key and value format. So which format we need to pass? Key and value format. Now see here what is config map object. Now see here config map object API object. Let's use store configuration for other object use. So unlike most Kubernetes objects have specification, configuration map data and also binary data fields. We can use two ways. So one is we can use data and also binary data also we can use it. So data and binary data. So right now we are using plain data, right? Now that is the reason here we are using data. Now see here data and also this is the key and this is the value and this is we are also given some name. So now UI underscore properties underscore file underscore name and they given some file name. Now if you come to this file name, this is the file name and so here we passed some values color dot good something color dot and game dot properties and so see here enemy type some name they passed they added. So this is same only and whatever want we can pass it. This based on depends on your requirement only. So this all are we can use data or we can use binary data. So these fields accept key value pairs. So which one we can use? Anyone, data or binary data. Now see here pairs as their values. Both the data field and binary data are optional. So the data field is designed to contain UTF-8 string. This is the string format it will store. And also, right, it is designed to contain the binary data as base 16 encoded string format as well also. Hey, string formatted. Now see here, these are the format and how it will work means same. Now here we are using data and data here they are going pass some values and all and whatever you want we can pass it. Once that is done, there are four different ways we can use the config map to configure in the container inside the pod. Inside the container command and as arguments or we can add call via environment variables also or also we can add file read only volume format also or we can use write code in the inside the pod and also with the help of Kubernetes API also. So there is multiple ways we can. So now they created one pod. So this is the kind equal to pod, right? You know how to create pod and all. Now this is the containers and image name. They took alpha in image. This is a basic image only. This is a basic image only. Now here see environment env. Already we seen, right? So there are many ways we can call inside the container via command line arguments also we can pass it or we can use environment variables in the container for the container or add files also there is. Now here they are used, right? Which one they used? Environment variables name. So player initial type. Now value from, this is main guys. So values from, where values from config map key references. This is the tag. So values from and name equal to game hyphen demo and key equal to player hyphen initial values. Now if I give this, now check copy this one. Now if you see here same name, we can see here value. See here players initial leaves 3, it will come 3. Now that value is coming here. Now see here, and also value mounts hyphen name config, and this is the mount path they given and value. Now see here also they used values, or I am using config map and name equal to game demo. Now it is coming a game demo. Now I called, so this my config map object. So these all are some basic, depends on your requirement only. So these all are depends on requirement. Now see here they are using items in right, what is list object in Ansible also sir explained many times, right? So how to iterate, so list items with items, so how we can pass, this is the path equal to game dot properties, it is calling my file name, and also key equal to user interface properties, my path, this is also one file. This is also fine. These two files it is coming from this object. These two files it is coming from this object. Game properties and user hyphen properties. First let me create one object. Okay. Escape colon X. Now remaining story same only. How to kubectl apply hyphen f and name cm config map hyphen test. So config map object created. Now see here, check it, how to check it? kubectl, kubectl get cm. Cm is nothing but config map object. So earlier we can see only one object. This is the default object. 7 hours ago it was created. Now just now I created one object. See what is my config map object name? Game hyphen demo. What is my config map object? Game hyphen demo. Suppose if you want to see all namespaces and all, so that case we can use right now when I write kubectl 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 get ns. So right now I have so 4 namespaces. Now all namespaces I want to see my config objects, that all and all. That case we can use kubectl get cm config map hyphen hyphen all hyphen, we can use a namespace. Now what is this meaning? So suppose in namespaces also, if you are using any config map objects also, so that can see here how many. So all these are the, this is the game demo. So this is the game demo, and this is the one more, or this is one more, the AWS authentication core DNS. So these are the, so these are the config map objects. If you want to see all namespaces config map objects, so this is a command kubectl get cm config map objects. I want to see all namespaces. So what are the, so config map objects available and all, I want to check it. That case we can use this command hyphen hyphen all hyphen namespaces hyphen namespaces. Now we have, these are the namespaces, right? So somewhere they are using some config map objects. Now we can list all names config map objects. Now see here how many, that's now we created this one. So this is already default one, already it is many is there. Now see here data and all. So this is the same only. So this is the same only. Now, so now how to use this config map in our pod? So right now I don't have any pod. kubectl get pods. See here, do we have any pods here? No, I don't have any pods. So let me create one pod. So vi sudo vi cm config map hyphen pod.yml. So pod.yml. Now just I am going to same, I am using existing only, I don't want. So this is the object, same story only, but they call it different ways. Why it is not copying? Copy this one, Control C, and coming to here, just paste it. So now if you see here, up to this same only, API version v1 pod equal kind equal to pod, metadata same, spec container. Here we can take any object. Here they take alpine, right? or else we can use our own image, right? So whatever you want, we can use same image. Anyway, they used alpine image, and so this is the command, right? In Docker cmd entry point, how it will work, same story. Next, these are the environment variables. Define the environment variables. How they can define? Hyphen name, player underscore initial lives. Notice that the case different here, and from keys the how it will work. So this is the main interview. They are expecting this one. How to call? How we can call in our part section? How we can invoke? So in our config map object values in our pod section. This is the tag. We need to remember this one. That's it. Nothing. So what is the tag? Values from where you want to invoke. So config map key references. What is the name? The game demo. Now if you see here, this game demo match with the your config map object. See here, this is your okay. Now see here, key equal to initial player, the key to fetch, how to catch that values and all, and name equal to UI properties. Now key values from config. Now I am key value. So now if you want to, we can check it. This value match with the UI underscore property underscore. Copy this one, and so now we can see here that one. See here, Alt F Alt V. See, this is the one, and this is the one. This is the key, right? This is the key. This is the value. This is the key. This is the value. Now got it? So anyone, any doubt, guys? So like this is the flow. So this is the tag. We need to remember this is the tag. This is the import. That's it. Nothing. Remaining same story only. So how we can call your config map object values in our pod section, in our container section. So what is the tag? Values from, and config map key references, ref reference, and name. So this is config map object name and key, which value you want to invoke. So this is coming from this object. See here, and this is the UI properties. Now see here, this is the UI properties file. Now got it, guys? So here, anyone, any doubt? So this is the main, that's it, nothing. If you know, we can create many config objects, and we can wherever we need. So with the help of these values, we can also call your config map values in our manifest file, in our container section. That's it. Anyone, any doubt here? So like this, we can call same. So we need to remember these three lines, four lines, right? Values from, config map key reference, and name. What is this name? What is this name? Anyone? What is this name? Config map key references. What is this name? Name colon, we given some name, right? What is this name? Hmm? What is this? Your config map object name. Just now I created, right? ఇక్కడ create చేశా కదా. So this is my name. See here, what name I given here? Metadata. Game hyphen daemon. This is the kind equal to config map. So this is the object name, right? Now got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is the flow. If you understand this one, nothing. If you are not understanding what is this means, we cannot understand it. Now what is this? Your config map object name, and this is the key. What is this? Already key available in that object, and values from, config map key reference, name, demo, same key. So this values, it is coming from here only. That is the flow. Now got it? That's it. If you have in real time, if you have any username, passwords, and if you have any other things and all, so simply we can check it. Now see here, and how to use and all containers. Now here they created, right? So now here also they created mod a value mount. This is a value, and here they are using any config object, kind equal config data, so immutable, or also we can use username, passwords also, or just example. So Kubernetes. Kuber example. So now, please be unmute. Someone is unmute. Config map. Or else next class I will show you. Somewhere I have those and all. Config max declarative variables and all. This is the pod, and so is there any they are using config map. Now see here, config map, and they are using name and items also they are using. So already that config map is created. This is the config map they created. So here, simple example, just I am searching. That's it. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I will show you next class. So secret also we'll see. Practical I will explain next class. Okay. Now if we come to here a secret object, right? What is secret? Secret is an object that contains small piece of sensitive information. If we have any confidential information, so like passwords, tokens, keys and all, go to secret object. And same way how to, these are the, see here enable the encryption rest. There is secret. We need to follow C because secret can be created independently of the pod that use them. There is less risk of secrets. And if we come to here alternative secrets, how it will work. And so kubectl, I want a secret object. And now see here, where is secret object? Same only. So API version, see here, this is a pod and kind equal to secret. So kind colon secret. Now this is same story. So API version v1 kind equal to secret. Metadata we can pass any name. Same here also they are using data and a secret file, and they are given some right encrypted format, and this is the pod. So this is the pod. So same way, mm, secret. Now see here. So this is very simple. On object I am copying this one. So how to create? Let me create escape colon x. Now let me kubectl apply hyphen f hyphen f cm hyphen. Let me create this object as well. That's it. Now sudo va. Now so if you want to sudo va sc secret hyphen test dot yml insert. Now observe here. So this is also same API version v1 kind equal to secret metadata name. We can give any name and type equal to. So here we can give Kubernetes dot io dot basic authentication. So this is the basic authentication and string data. Here we are passing string data, username, admin, password. So now we given something, right? Now let me give. So now if you see here, insert. Now if we key username I given, password also we given, admin or top secret, right? Where is cursor? I don't know. Where is it? Insert. Okay, in the end is there. Cursor is here. Okay. Let me come to here. Now, so now this is the top secret. Now I given the top secret. So this is the string data. Here I selected tag string data. So this is the multiple ways we can pass it. Anyway, we'll see. So now type equal to kubernetes.io.basic authentication and string data. That string is nothing but right, group of characters, right? Username I passed admin, and password also I given some top secret. This is my password actually, and this is the username. Let me create this object, how it will work. So X now kubectl apply hyphen F and scc hyphen test. Now secret object is created. How to check secret objects? Kubectl get secrets. Secrets. Kubectl get kubectl typo error. Kubectl get secret. Kubectl get secrets. 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 Correct only, right? Secrets. Now see here, secret object is created. This is my secret object name and it is created. So data. See here, two fields I already added, right? Now describe it. So how original data we can see or encrypted format we can see. Kubectl describe and so your secret name. Okay. So your secret name. What is this? Let's see secret and secret name. Now see here. If you see here, username 5 bytes, password also 5 byte. So do you can see any original data here? Just now I created secret object. Just now I created secret object and let me come to here. So kubectl and get pm config map object, right? Now already I created. Describe it. Describe. Sorry. Kubectl describe. Kubectl describe and so cm and object name game demo. Now if you see here, now we can see same format or is there any changes here? Now if you understand, we can easily understand. So if we have any sensitive data, that and all we are passing secret object. Now plain text and all I passed config map object. Whatever data I passed in config, same data we can see here, right? Correct? Yes or no? It's not ready. Now see here. So
Yes,
this is the
yes, sir.
config map. This is I don't. This is not secret. This is the plain, right?
Yes.
Non-confidential information. Now if we see here secret, so can you see original data here?
No, sir.
No. See here password 10 bytes, username 10 bytes. So that is the main difference between secret and config. If we have any plain text information and all, so non-confidential information we are passing config map object. So confidential information and all we are passing secret object. That's it. And here also multiple ways we can pass it. Just now I created just only string data and there is multiple ways we can do. Here we are using so data and SS key format. This is the SS key. You know, right, everyone, what is SS key and all. So there is one more three also. See here. This is the data or you are using a TLS. TLS. If you go starting, there is multiple ways we can save your secret data. So that and all first we need to see here. Somewhere we can see secret config objects. Now string, see here, these are the keys of the data we can pass, string data we can pass it. As of now I pass data and string data. And the same way size limit also is there, editing secrets also is there. And this is the operational secrets and secrets file from the pod. Directly we can call file also. So we can call file also. This is the one way. And container image full secrets. TL, TLS, right? Now see here, these are the types of secrets. I am expecting this one. Okay. Now see here, these are the types of secrets. So when creating secret, you can specify its type. So as of now, I mentioned one type, right? What type I mentioned here? Which type I mentioned here? Which type? String data, right? Yes or no? Secret object. String data.
Yes, yes.
Now see here, here we can use. So we can use. So Docker config. See these are the types. Open, mostly we are using. So opaque. How can I call it opaque? So this is the arbitrary user that defined data. So we'll check it. And also we can use service account token. This is also one type. And Docker CFG configuration. This is also one secret type. And also this is also one type. Basic authentication also just now we used, right? Basic authentication and also SS authentication and TLS authentication. This is the token authentication. Now what is this? See here, opaque. Mostly we are using this one only, so we cannot see original format. Just search it. What is opaque secret? See, opaque is the default secret type. If you omitted from the secret configuration file, when we create a secret using the kubectl, you will use the generic sub command to indicate the opaque. Now this is the syntax. So kubectl create secret generic empty secret and kubectl get a secret empty secret. Now see here. So default type is so these are the type. What is the default type is opaque. So this is the command line way we can create like this. But as of now I created with the help of manifest file. Now see here, copy this one, coming to here and just create it. So kubectl create secret and generic secret name. Now check it, kubectl get secrets, SCCRE secrets. Now see here, so default, what is the type is opaque. So data is 0. So there is different types available, and based on your requirement, we can use anyone. Based on requirement, we can use anyone. Now see here, I am using a data format. So extra or so now these are the types. We need to remember. In interview also one or two people asked. So in secret, you used which type, which secret type you used. So mostly we are also using so opaque, or also if you want to any right authentication, that is username and all, mostly we are using this one, or else any that one we are using opaque. So these are the different ways we can create the data format and all. So these are the see, when you create secret we can specify type using the type field. That is what type of field, whether username, password, or authentication, or any right tokens and all. So or if you are passing any SS authentication and all. So these are the different secret types, guys. But if you want to know more about, just go through this website and we can understand more. Okay. So next class I will show you few more example. So create that secret object and all, and how to call in our right. So that in our pod section, container section and all. So I hope you got some idea, right? What is secret object and what is config map object and what is difference between secret and config. Clear? Anyone any doubt?
Yeah, clear, sir.
So interview also very important. So many people asked this question: what is difference between secret and config map object? And so that is the different. And how many ways? What are the types secret?